Namaste dear learners. I am Shirish Marathe, lecturer Gita Devi Khandelwal, Institute of Pharmacy Akola. Welcome you to third video lecture from the topic carbohydrate, that is disaccharides. These are the learning outcomes. After completion of this video lecture, you will be able to define disaccharides, classify disaccharides, and draw the various disaccharides such as maltose, lactose, and sucrose. Actually, what is meant by disaccharide? Disaccharides are the sugar consist of two monosaccharides which are attached with each other by a glycosidic bond. The basic formula for disaccharide is CnH2ON-1, where N is number of carbon atoms. Let's see how disaccharides are formed. There are two monosaccharides, that is alpha D glucose and beta D glucose. Having first alpha D glucose having one first OH group, which is called as carbonyl OH group or anomeric carbon OH group, and at beta D glucose at fourth position there is hydrogen. So these H and OH from a respective monosaccharides will get condensed to form water molecule, and a glycosidic bond will form which will join two sugars. So initially it was monosaccharide, now due to condensation and formation of glycosidic bond it will become disaccharide. This is the basic process by which disaccharides are formed. Let's classify disaccharides. These disaccharides can be classified into two subclass, reducing sugars and non-reducing sugar. Examples are very classic. In case of reducing sugar, it is lactose and maltose, whereas in non-reducing sugar, famous example is sucrose. First, see what are reducing sugars. If the glycosidic linkage involves the carbonyl group of only one of the two sugars, then the resulting disaccharide is called as reducing sugar. First, see how these are formed. In case of maltose, as we know that it is consists of two units of monosaccharides of glucose, that is alpha D glucose. In first structure, which is shown in red color, initially there was OH group at the bottom. So it is called as anomeric hydroxyl group. Whereas in the second structure, which is shown by green circle, there was a hydroxyl group which is called as alcoholic hydroxyl group. So both these hydroxyl group participate in the formation of glycosidic bond to form maltose. But in the structure which is shown on right handed side, at the first carbon atom you will find there is OH group. This OH group is anomeric OH group which is free, and it is free for reduction. It can be easily reduced. That's why this maltose is called as reducing sugar. So this maltose contains two units of monosaccharide, that is glucose, and the linkage is alpha 1,4 linkage. As I have told, there is one free aldehydic group which can get readily reduced with the help of reducing agent. That's why it is called as reducing sugar. This is the structure of maltose, which contains two glucose molecules, and attachment is done with the help of glycosidic bond. Let's see next disaccharide, that is reducing sugar. Example is lactose. So lactose is called as milk sugar. It is obtained from milk. It consists of galactose and glucose. But dear friends, in this case the linkage is beta 1,4 linkage. When one molecule of galactose form a glycosidic bond with the glucose, in this case the beta linkage is there. OH from galactose and one OH from glucose, they will get merged to form glycosidic bond. So the thing to be remembered in this structure is, in case of glucose, at the bottom at first carbon OH group is there, which is called as anomeric hydroxyl group, which is free for the reduction like that of maltose. That's why it is called as reducing sugar. So maltose and lactose are reducing sugars. Then what about non-reducing sugar? So these are the sugar if the glycosidic linkage involves carbonyl group of both the sugars. then the resulting saccharide or sugar is called as non-reducing sugar. In this case, both the anomeric hydroxyl groups are participating in formation of glycosidic bond. So they can't reduce Benedict reagent, they can't undergo mutarotation. That's why such sugars are called as non-reducing sugar. In this case, in upper structure it's glucose and lower structure is fructose. In both the cases, the red arrow shows initially there was hydroxyl OH group, and in the green arrow shows initially there was hydroxyl group from fructose. So both these groups had participated in formation of glycosidic bond. So that's why there is no free hydroxyl group for the reduction. That's why sucrose is called as non-reducing sugar. I hope you got this, because it is very important as far as our exams are concerned and competitive exams are concerned. Let's see what is the difference between reducing sugar and non-reducing sugar. In case of reducing sugar, carbohydrates have free potential carbonyl functional groups, whereas in non-reducing sugar, they don't have free carbonyl function groups. In reducing sugar, they show failing Benedict-Thomas test positive, whereas in non-reducing sugar, they don't show these kind of test. In reducing sugar, they show Osazono test positive, and in non-reducing sugar, they don't show Osazono test positive. It's a negative one. And the famous examples are glucose, lactose, maltose and fructose from the category reducing sugar, whereas sucrose is the famous example for non-reducing sugar. Thank you dear friends. Thanks a lot.